Date 1. They call you different. Date 2. You're suddenly rare. By week 1, you're already everything they've been looking for. Relax. You didn't meet your soulmate. You met intensity. And intensity can lie. Because real connection builds slowly. This feels fast. Too fast. You didn't fall that quickly. You were pulled in. And that's where most people get trapped. It feels like a dream, immediately. Constant texts. Non-stop attention. Compliments that feel almost too perfect. You feel seen, chosen, special. But here's the catch. Real connection grows over time. Anything that skips that process isn't depth, it's acceleration. They move the timeline forward for you. Future plans, early. Big words, too soon. Us before there's even a you and me. It feels romantic, but it's actually pressure. Because when everything is rushed, you don't get time to think. They mirror you perfectly. Same interests, same opinions, same energy. It feels like you've met someone who finally gets you. But look closer. You're not discovering them. You're seeing yourself reflected back. It feels like connection, but it's calibration. Your world starts shrinking. They want more time, more attention, more access to you. At first, it feels like closeness. Then slowly, it starts replacing your normal life. Friends feel distant. Your routine shifts, and you don't even notice when it happens. The switch comes quietly. Less effort, less warmth, more distance. Suddenly, you're the one trying to get back to how it felt in the beginning. But that version was never stable. The shift didn't come out of nowhere. It came after you got attached. You start chasing the feeling. You adjust. You overgive. You become more available. Because you think, if you try harder, it'll go back to what it was. But that's the trap. Because now, they control the emotional pace. You're not chasing them. You're chasing how it felt at the beginning. Confusion becomes normal. You question yourself, your reactions, your expectations. Because nothing is clearly wrong, but nothing feels right either. And that in-between space keeps you stuck. And here's the part people miss. Love bombing isn't about love. It's about control through intensity. The faster you get attached, the easier you are to influence. And once that attachment is there, everything changes. The attention fades. The effort shifts. The energy becomes inconsistent. And you stay, because you remember how it started. But beginnings can be misleading, because what feels powerful isn't always real. And what feels fast usually isn't stable. At some point, you stop asking why did they change, and start seeing something clearer. They didn't change. They just stopped performing. And now, you're left holding on to a version of them that never actually existed. So maybe this isn't about figuring them out. Maybe it's about noticing the pace. Because real connection doesn't rush you. It doesn't overwhelm you. It doesn't make you question your stability. It builds slowly, clearly. And anything that tries to skip that usually comes with a cost. And by the time you feel it, you're already attached. So pay attention early. Not to how good it feels, but to how fast it's moving. Because not everything that feels intense is meant to last. The feeling was real. The pace wasn't. And that changes everything. Subscribe to LoveLens.